Namaskaram, Bhagavad Gita, 7th chapter, 18th sloka. So in this sloka, Bhagavan talks about the Jnani, the Bhakta, because he considers him as the best among the four. So he says, there are several types of devotees who are indeed noble souls, but of them I feel the Jnani is one with me. He is forever absorbed in the self, and though he has realized his oneness with the self, he regards me as his supreme destination. So we find the Bhakta, that is Jnani. He does not expect anything from Bhagavan. So Bhagavan says, Arthan, Artharthi, Kaivalyarthi, they all expect something from me. They want their wishes to be fulfilled by me. So they pray, they worship me. So it is like a give and take policy. Say, they worship me, but they expect something. They are also Bhaktas. They are also my devotees. They are also noble souls. But I feel Jnani is the best because he does not expect anything from me, and he is always with me, and he is always, he chants my name. So Bhagavan brings out the qualities of Jnani and explains why he feels Jnani is the best. So he says, the type of bhakti shown by Jnani is the highest type of devotion, and he says that is Parabhakti. So even after realizing his oneness with the Supreme Lord, the devotee pays homage to him. So he is always with Bhagavan. So he lives with Bhagavan. So we find that oneness. It is like the Bhakta and Bhagavan can be compared with mother and child, husband and wife. How they do not move away from each other and they show love. So that's unconditional love. They don't expect anything from each other and they show true love. That is what Bhagavan says here. So that oneness, he says, even after realizing the oneness with the Supreme Lord, the devotee pays homage. He doesn't stop. He doesn't say that I am with my prayer is acknowledged by Bhagavan. I am with Bhagavan only. He continues his prayers. He continues singing. He continues chanting Bhagavan's Nama. And he wants only be with Bhagavan. He chants only Bhagavan's name. He feels his life is only with Bhagavan. So that only, he doesn't expect anyone else in his life. So he is with Bhagavan. He is for Bhagavan. He feels he is operated by Bhagavan. So he doesn't move away from Bhagavan. So these are the characteristics of Bhaktas. So that is why Bhagavan says this is the highest type of devotion, Parabhakti. They are they like that Bhagavan Anubhavam. This is what Bhagavan, they want to be in the presence of Bhagavan always. That is their goal. They always think only that. So that is what here, the oneness. Bhagavan says, even after realizing his oneness with the Supreme Lord, the devotee pays homage to him. So Lord, here what is special in this sloka is, Bhagavan says, even in the earlier sloka, he talks about Jnani. He says Jnani is the best. But here he says, because the Jnani realizes oneness with Bhagavan, but still he continues his prayers. Still he pays homage to him. So the Lord makes no difference between himself and such a devotee. That is why here we can find in the sloka, Bhagavan says, Bhaktan is my Atma. Normally what do we say? Bhagavan is in our Atma. Paramatma lives in our Atma. So Bhagavan lives in every Atma. But in this sloka, Bhagavan, that is the quality of Bhagavan. Bhagavan keeps himself at a lower stage and he elevates the qualities of, he brings up the status of Bhakta. So he says, Bhakta is always with me. So he is my Atma. So Bhagavan has gone to that extent of elevating Bhakta's status. So he says he is my Atma. So this is the higher Bhagavan's quality we enjoy in this sloka. So Bhagavan has got many divine qualities. So we have already seen he is humble, he is simple, and how he is compassionate towards everyone, and he loves his Bhakta. Here he has brought up the status of Bhakta by saying he is my Atma. So what normally we say, Bhagavan lives in our Atma, but in this sloka Bhagavan says Bhaktan is my Atma. That means that Bhaktan is with the Bhagavan. So Bhagavan acknowledges that, because the Bhaktan doesn't want to be away from Bhagavan. He is always with Bhagavan. He is always chanting his Nama. Whatever he does it as Kainkaryam. He does it as service to Bhagavan, and he never wants to be away from Bhagavan. So he is living with the Bhagavan. That is what referred by Bhagavan in this sloka, and Bhagavan has said he is my Atma. So Bhagavan, this shows how Bhagavan is soft hearted. So that shows how the Bhagavan's divine quality. And Bhagavan wants to be with his Bhaktas, and Bhagavan feels so sad when the Bhakta moves away from him. So that we learn Bhagavan's attachment towards Bhaktas from this sloka. Bhagavan, we say in Tamil, Mei Urugi. That means we feel so sad, and that feeling is from our heart. So Bhagavan goes to that extent when Bhakta moves away from him. So much love is shown by Bhagavan to Bhakta. That is what he doesn't want to be away from Mahatmas. He always, that is why he always, even in many scriptures we find Bhagavan is in the yoga posture in Parkadal. So he used to think of Bhagavan. So who will be calling me? Which Bhakta will be calling me? So I should be ready to save that Bhakta. So Bhagavan loves his devotees. Bhagavan is so soft hearted. Bhagavan acknowledges our bhakti, because the Bhaktan's bhakti is very pure, very true, and he does not expect anything from Bhagavan. Whatever he does, it is for the pleasure of Bhagavan. So whatever he does, any action he does, that is only for making Bhagavan happy. So this is how he lives. This is how he does everything. So Bhagavan likes that attitude. So that is why he is so close to Bhakta. And if you take Artha and Artharthi, Kavarthi, they all expected something from Bhagavan. So they worship. But Bhagavan acknowledges them also good devotees only. But among them, Jnani is the best. And he says, Jnani is my Atma. So here, Jnani's Bhakti is glorified, and Jnani's Bhakti is acknowledged by Bhagavan, and he gives very high position for Bhakta. So he says, he is my Atma. That is the highlight of this sloka. This we find in many pasarams, how Alvars, they never want to be away from Bhagavan. So every pasuram they sang, we feel like crying, because every pasuram is about on description of Bhagavan, and the Alvars used to they cry and make devotees also cry, because They bring out all the emotions. They never want to be away from Bhagavan. They always want to be with the Bhagavan. So we learn about Nitya Shuris. So they all want, Alvars want to do service in Vaikuntha. So that should be our goal, because we have taken this human birth after many births. So our goal should be, our aim should be not to have any more birth, and should be with the God and should do service to Him always. So that Bhakta is liked by Bhagavan. So here Bhakti is glorified. There was an incident happened for one Bhakta. He was known, his name was Puntanam. Puntanam was an ardent devotee of Guruvayurappan. And this happened few hundred years back. He lived up to 90 years. And he used to read Bhagavatam, and he used to sing songs in praise of God. He used to sing songs about the glories of God in simple Malayalam language to please Bhagavan. So whatever we do, that should be pleasing. That should be only for the pleasure of Bhagavan. That is what a true Bhakta does. So here the Puntanam also did the same thing. He used to do one to please Bhagavan. And every month he used to walk nearly 100 kilometers to have darshan of Guruvayurappan. And the route he used to go was not good. It was very dark, and it was very dense, and it was full of robbers, not safe. One time when he was going through that, he was attacked by the robbers, and they took away his money, and he was having one ring. That was also taken by the thieves. And they wanted to snatch the packet which Puntanam was having. That was Bhagavatam book. So he wrapped it and he was holding it, and the thieves thought that was also something gold or some valuable. So they wanted to take it, but he didn't want to part with that. So he was so restless, and he called Bhagavan to help him. So he cried out and he called him. Then Bhagavan appeared immediately. Bhagavan used to appear even for us. It happens. But the thing is, we don't realize. Bhagavan, when a true Bhakta calls, he will definitely come. So here he came in a human form. It was like a man sitting on the horse. He came and he fought with those robbers, and he got back the ring as well as money and the book. And he gave all that to Puntanam, and he asked him where was he going. Then he said, going to temple. Then he took him to the temple, and he left him in the temple, and he disappeared. When this happened, in the dream of the chief priest of Guruvayurappan temple, he was told, that chief priest was told, tomorrow there would be a ring on the deity. You give it to Puntanam. He will come tomorrow. You give it to Puntanam. And chief priest did not know anything. So, but he got some message. So the next day he went to the temple and he saw the ring on the deity. Then he didn't know, because he thought, okay, something would happen. Then at that time, Puntanam also entered the temple. And the chief priest told Puntanam about what all happened, what he heard in his dream. Then he gave that ring to Puntanam. Puntanam was looking at the ring. He was flabbergasted. Because that previous day he gave that ring to that robber. He was shocked. He was surprised. He was not happy to get back that ring. He was very happy that Bhagavan came in that human form. Actually, that human told Puntanam that he was a minister working for a king of that area. But now Puntanam realized that it was only Bhagavan came and rescued him from the robbers. So he was feeling so happy that Bhagavan appeared for him and he came, he attended his call. That is what he was so happy about it. So this is what happens. Bhagavan comes to the rescue of Bhakta. If we show pure Bhakti, if we true Bhakti, there should not be any expectation from Bhagavan, especially the material expectation. Then Bhagavan acknowledges that true Bhakti and he rewards. He comes to us. But we sometimes we don't know. Even this happens in our life also. When we are in trouble or when we are in a very critical position, somebody comes and helps us. Because somebody is only sent by God. Even God comes in that form. So this is what the glory of Bhakta, true devotion. So the devotion, this Bhakta is so much like by Bhagavan. That is what Bhagavan explains in this sloka. Then we have a Pasuram. Pasurams of all the 12 Alvars express devotion. Andal, she expresses Parabhakti. So here we find all the Pasurams make us cry because they bring out the emotions. And Alvars always, they all felt that they were away from Bhagavan. They all wanted to be with Bhagavan only. They all wanted to go back to Vaikuntham. So here, this Pasuram is by Thondaradipudi Alvar from Tirumalai. There are so many Pasurams. I have taken this Pasuram. Pachai Mamalai Polmeni, Pavalavai Kamalachengan, Achuda Amararere, Ayartam Kodunde Innum, Ichuvai Tavirayan Poi, Indaralogamalum, Achuvai Peridinam Menden, Arangamana Garulane. The other Pasurams are also, they literally melt our heart. We feel like going to Bhagavan immediately. So the Pasurams are so powerful, so emotional. So here this Pasuram explains. The Alvar says, Thondaradipudi Alvar says, your body is like a beautiful green hill, Pachema Malai Polmeni, and your lotus eyes are handsome, he says, because his eyes are compared with the lotus. Then the mouth with coral, Pavalavai, that's as read as coral. So he says, oh Father, bull among gods, tender child, because he says, you are the leader of cowards. I want only to praise you with these words. So Alvar wants to praise Bhagavan. This particular Alvar never left Srirangam. He lived till his last. He lived only in Tirunagam. He was so much attached to Arangan. So I do not want anything else. Even if Indra's world is offered to me, I don't want. I don't want to have that wealth at all. I don't want, even if it is given as a gift to me, I don't want. I don't want to be away from you. If you offer that, you may think I will go. No, I will not go away from you. What are you? It may be a huge wealth, but I don't want any wealth. I don't want any material. I don't want anything other than you. I don't want to be away from you. I want to be only in Tiruvarangam, and O God of Srirangam, I want to be with you only. I never want to be away from you. So this is a Pasuram by Thondaradipudi Alvar. He never wanted to. He never left Tiruvarangam. Such a Bhakta he was. So this is what Bhagavan glorifies. This Bhakti is glorified by Bhagavan in this sloka. So this sloka is conveying the divine quality of Bhagavan. One is Bhagavan is very soft-hearted. He is ready to do anything for his bhaktas, and he elevated bhakta's position, and he said that such a bhaktan is my Atma. So, and we all say Bhagavan is in our Atma, but Bhagavan himself says that no, Bhagavan, the bhaktan is my Atma. So, the bhaktan is very highly glorified in this sloka. So, this makes us live very simple life. Let's lead a simple life. Let's not crave for material. Let's live like a true devotee and the purpose of our birth to be fulfilled by chanting His name continuously, and everything is done by Him. So let's leave everything to His care and lead a life peacefully. Thank you.